Sonam, you're up. Let's start. Let's start with just status. Okay, marital status or relationship status, let's put it this way.
Let's just say that I'm too young to commit to anybody, so I'm having a really, really good time right now.
Good time with people?
Lots. It's just fun to date, I think, in this day and age.
I think we need to go closer to the audience.
Yes, we can go there.
So you're on the spectrum of casual love, let's put it.
Yeah, casual love. But you know something, I think we've been conditioned as young people, or as people, to have the perfect love story. You know, whether it's Hindi movies, whether it's you know, fairy tales. You want the perfect package. You know, and where men are concerned, where women are concerned, we believe. I mean, I don't even know if I believe in marriage as much, you know, because I know a lot of my gay friends who have been in committed relationships for a really long time, and or a lot of my friends who've been in committed relationships who are much older than me for 10-15 years, and they have a better relationship than most married couples.
So you believe in commitment?
I do, but I believe in commitment, and I believe in being with one person. But at the same time,
I'm dating everyone.
Yeah. No, I'm dating. There are lots of fish in the sea, like you say, and I'm young. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I think it's nice to have a good time and find yourself before finding someone, because people don't take commitment seriously anymore. It's really easy to get divorced or get separated these days. Okay.
What does commitment entail for you? What does it mean for you?
Well, I know I usually don't like the word compromise, but I think there's a lot that you need to, there's a lot of give and take. I've seen my parents, they've had a great relationship. They dated for 11 years before getting married. They've been married for 28 years. And that's a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And after 11 years of being married, after 11 years of dating, they are married for 28 years, and they really love each other. My dad can't tie his shoelaces without my mom. And as you grow older, you need companionship. Whether my dad snores in the night, or whether my mom has an irritating habit of chewing loudly when she speaks. When she's speaking and eating, and she's chewing while eating, my dad doesn't like that. But I think they love each other for their faults, and I think that comes after a couple of years of marriage. And they know how to stick it out. We, as youngsters, have forgotten how to stick it out. I mean, that's what my mom says. I don't know. But that's what she says. You youngsters don't know how to stick it out.
But Veerda says we shouldn't listen to our parents, right? Because their ideas are all dated.
Well, they're making it work, My dad is more in love with my mom, and they call each other baby, which is really gross. And, I know on the 25th anniversary, they were kissing in front of the kids, and I was like, ugh. But, that's...
So is it because they've set quite a high standard that you don't believe, I'm just going to commit like that? Because
no, I think that's something that that's what you aspire for. You aspire for someone who is as committed, especially my dad. He's an actor, he's surrounded by beautiful women, They're still rocking it. Look at Madhuri and Sridevi, they're still but he was still... Seen them? She was in a fashion show with me, Madhuri Dixit. She's walking and I'm like, oh my God, she's skinnier than me. But yeah, so I'm just you had hot women surrounding you all the time, and you were constantly committed. He didn't have any, usually all these actors are like, oh my God, he's sleeping with this one, he's sleeping with that one, he's already married. But he never had any of that, any of those rumors. So
you never know about your parents anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think in my head, there's nothing that happened actually.
Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. But what's happening in your life?
What's happening in my life? Okay, let's just say that I started with reading all these grim stories like Sleeping Beauty and this and that. And then after that, I went to Jane Eyre and Jane Austen and Bronte sisters and Jane Austen. And suddenly I'm like, oh my God, I really want Mr. Darcy. And I try to make Aisha, and I think I vicariously lived through that character and got my Mr. Knightley and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't know if that exists in real life.
So what would make Sonam Kapoor commit?
Someone tall.
The tall men in the audience?
No, actually, I think it's honesty. Honesty, not being honest, like not in a way which is honest to who he is, onto what he wants from life. I think also to the relationship. I don't want him to, it's not about opening doors and giving me, it's not romantic love, It has to be companionship. It has to be something that we connect with. We need to have great, physical, mental chemistry. If that's not there, then it's really difficult you need to start off with a spark and then you need to work at it because eventually you do get bored, So, that's true. No, you don't? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm young, okay?
She's been married for 35 years, okay?
You don't get, sorry, okay, so maybe you don't get bored, but you need to work at it. So, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the questions that I asked the audience. Do you believe in love?
Yep. Ever after.
Have you ever cheated on a lover? Honest questions. Answers, I mean.
No. Okay. Can I just say talking to somebody on the phone and saying that maybe let's go on a date is not cheating? Okay, it's not. Okay, maybe I've dated 2 guys at the same time without them knowing about each other. But that isn't cheating.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Have you ever forgiven a cheating lover?
Yeah. I'm an idiot. But then after that, I didn't do that again. Yeah. I was just like, that's it.
And are you okay with casual sex without commitment?
Well, that's really relative. It depends on the space that you are in at that point. I just feel like for someone who's not been very comfortable with their body when I was younger, I'm still young, but when I was younger, for me it was like, okay, it took it takes a lot from me to be like, okay, it's fine to be physical with someone, when you're not committed, because, you feel like, okay, I'm being judged about my cellulite or something like that. But I still think that I need to be in love with someone to have any sort of physical anything with anybody.
So coming from that place, because I'm sure a lot of young audience members here suffer from that, that anxiety of physical intimacy, not being comfortable with themselves. What would you say to them?
Well, honestly, you take care of yourself, right? You take care of your body. You don't form relationships with people who are not good for you. So sometimes I feel being too casual about your physical self is just as being casual about your mental self, because it reflects. And I don't naturally think, for guys it's different. Like, I think there was a movie called Frida where she says that, having sex is like taking a piss. And I hope nobody's going to quote me on that. This is really bad.
It is live, you know this, right?
But, yeah, I'm sorry. But, for men, maybe it's like that. But I don't think it's a bodily function. I think it's an expression of who you are, an expression of your love and your emotions. So I think you need to be committed. You need to really love that person to show affection. And I think being physical with someone is being affectionate and showing love. So you don't show love. I would love to show love to everybody, but that kind of love would be...
Okay, before she gets carried away, I'm taking her right back.